we have not been able to realize the oneness of everything. The reason for this is our dualistic mind. We have not yet transcended duality, and because of that, we are not really capable to realize the oneness of everything. And when you realize the oneness, you are beyond duality, then you can see the oneness. A glass of water, half empty, half full, is in front of you. Two people happen to look at it. One says it is half empty, the other says half full. Both are correct, but both are incomplete, because water stands in its comprehensiveness with some water in it. A flower, a rose flower, is in front of you. One says it is beautiful, the other says it is ugly. It has nothing to do with the flower. Flower does not know that if it is good or bad. It is the dualistic mind that makes the comparison and concludes that this is a beautiful flower. Next one says this is ugly. One says the cup is half full, the other says cup is half empty. It has to do with the dualistic mind. Sometimes it is good, but if you have realized the oneness beyond duality, only then you will be in a state of bliss, because life of bliss exists beyond the duality. This is the title of the book that I am currently presenting the insights. The book is by a German writer, Nivedita. The title is Beautiful Life of Bliss Beyond Duality. So between this life of bliss beyond duality, there is a bridge. That bridge is oneness. To see, when you transcend the boundaries of duality, you attain to oneness. You see everything in comprehensiveness, and then bliss is the outcome. Only then bliss can be the outcome. When you look at something comprehensively, everything has two aspects. You are standing in front of sun or light. A part is in light, and there is at the same time, simultaneously, a shadow is also there. One can see only the shadow, the other can see the light, but both will miss that there is a man. How the light reflects on the person, a part is in the light, the other is in shadow. This is how the concept of good and bad arises, life of duality. The author is quite right to choose a title, Life of Bliss Beyond Duality. Otherwise, you will always remain in conflict and argument. The moment you see something in its comprehensiveness and you realize this, you are in paradise, and that paradise is a state of bliss that surrounds you. It is simply a language, a way of, because we have to use the language. It is not comprehensive, it bridges. It depends upon an individual's inner growth. For me, there is nothing good and nothing bad. But this will be too dangerous for you as you are right now, to say that there is nothing good, nothing bad. Truth can be dangerous, and it is. Really, only truth can be dangerous. Lies are never so dangerous because they are not potential. Lies have no force in them. Truth can be very shattering. It is the truth that there is no good, no bad. People many times ask how things are based on the thought expression. At the moment, you sometimes say things are good, sometimes it is not good. If you are in a business, when the sale is good, you say the things are good, looking up. Other times you say the opposite. Someone asks, how are you? You talk about your illness, and in response to that, the person confirms, yes, I am also like that. But the answer is, as you see me. If you are a positive-minded person, you will look at me through the periscope of your positivity. Otherwise, you will see me with the periscope of your negativity. There is nothing right, nothing wrong. You cannot understand it, and when there is nothing good, nothing bad, you cannot understand it. Things are as they are. Is just like weather. It is not in your hand. It can be predicted according to the satellite technology. Weather can be predicted. When will it be sunny, and when it will be cloudy or heavy rains. Sometimes the weather is predicted, but things are as it is. It is guided by a particular rule of law which cannot change. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says in the chapter on karma, the 3rd chapter, it is said, God punishes? No one punishes, no one rewards you. He says, in the beginning of the creation, I have set certain rules, and the world is guided by those rules. I am also bound by it. One who is born must die. It is a different thing that you transform and you experience death while being alive. But that is a different matter. If I say there is nothing good, nothing bad, you will think that now whatsoever you have been thinking of up to now as bad. There is no need to think of it as such. So it will become a license for you, and you will start double thinking. You will think that for yourself there is nothing good and nothing bad. But for others, you will not allow the same dictum. You can allow the same for, if you can allow the same for others as well, then you have understood, then it is not a license, it is freedom, but the mind must be one, not divided, and there should be no double standards or divisions. The law of existence applies equally to everyone, the oneness. There is only one thing that is oneness. It is interpreted differently. I have heard there was a beautiful waterfall between two hills. So 3 people went to look at the waterfall. The first was a poet. So one was a poet, so he looked at it. He said, what a beautiful example of nature's beauty, serenity, happiness, and joy prevails here. Coming here, I feel elated within. Or he expressed himself with the periscope of a poet. The next one was an engineer. He looked at the waterfall between the 2 hills with the periscope of his engineering understanding. He said, what a beautiful example of nature's architect. Nobody could see that it has emerged out of its own. Nobody has created it. But expressions are different. The engineer says, what a beautiful example of nature's architect. And the third one, the politician. What a criminal waste of nature's resources. Nobody can be benefited with this. Therefore, it is a criminal waste of nature's resources. Had it been in my constituency, I would have won the election. Another incident like this, 3 monks were going on a pilgrimage. So on the hill, they saw someone standing. So looking at the person, the first monk said, look like he is looking for his friend. The next one said, he seems to be anxious because the cow has gone and looking for his cow. The third one said, he said nothing because he was beyond the duality. He had seen oneness. I cannot know what this person is doing. He is simply standing. I see him standing. That is all. If there is a flower outside in the garden, you can call it beautiful and somebody else may call it ugly. The flower is neither flower knows nothing about the beauty and ugliness. The flower exists there as it is in its authenticity, and it is not bothered about your interpretations. Is the flower bothered about your interpretation? Is the cup of water is bothered about your interpretations? But to you it matters, and you can enter into an argument. You can enter into an argument. Many such incidents masters have used to bring the comprehensiveness, the oneness, the taste of oneness. Taste of oneness. There are Sufi parables, Sufi stories, Zen parables, Sufi parables, Christian parables, Zen koans, and so on and so forth. But the purpose behind all these is to transcend beyond duality to reach the state of bliss, the oneness, inner oneness. When there is oneness within, the reservoir of bliss springs forth. First it is inside, and then water flows outside. And then first the paradise is created within, then paradise surrounds you. Paradise is the outcome of inner oneness, the realization of oneness beyond duality. We are not aliens nor as strangers join. We are bound to each other by a causeless force. Not bound, not separate from one another. There is a power within that knows beyond our knowings. That beauty and ugliness, the half empty, half full, are interpretations, not reality. There is a difference between interpretation and reality. It is your mind which says that the flower is beautiful or ugly. The flower is not affected by your interpretations, but you will be. You can argue. You can argue, you can fight. It is your mind which says it is ugly or beautiful, but the flower is not affected by your interpretations, but you will be. If you say that it is beautiful, your behavior will be of one kind, and if you say that it is ugly, your behavior will be of a different kind. You will be affected, and each one of us is affected by his own interpretations. So in dealing with the person, first comes our interpretation, and that interpretation guides your behavior towards that person. If you have somewhere deep within that a particular interpretation about a person, then your behavior with that person will be guided by that interpretation. You will not see oneness within. If there is a conflict between you and your spouse, and both of you are sitting on the same couch, watching the same television show, getting the light from one source, getting the cold or hot breeze from the same source, but both of you say, "Don't touch me." On the contrary, If the love is blossoming between both of you and you are sitting next to one another, your behavior, your approach towards one another will be of a different nature. And I am talking to you, so I have to constantly remember that whatever I say, your behavior will be affected by it. Unless you come to a point where whole emphasis has changed from doing to being. The interpretation is an aspect of doing, and going beyond the duality is not an aspect of doing but that of being. When you are not interested in doing, you are only interested in being. You cannot understand what I mean when I say there is nothing good, nothing bad. Things are as they are. The flower stands in its comprehensiveness in front of you. It is you who decide, who can decide, who can interpret, call it beautiful or ugly, depending on what is going on within you at the moment of thought expression. But it is only possible to understand this when you are deeply centered in your being. That is why being becomes important. Beyond a duality is the beingness. You have 2 feet, it is given to you. You have 2 hands given to you. Both are necessary for certain reasons, the left foot and the right foot. But the left and the right foot work in harmony with one another. One foot moves forward and it covers a certain distance, then it stops. Then there is a gap between the 2 feet. Then the other feet comes in front, and the distance that is covered by both feet is measured by one word, one step. One step with 1 feet cannot be taken. Both feet are necessary to complete a distance of 1 feet. So you are seeing the things in their comprehensiveness. It is possible, only possible to understand this when you are deeply centered in the being. You are not interested in the left foot or the right foot, but you are interested in covering a distance to reach from one place to another. In order to reach from one place to another, you have to go, you have to use both feet. And then you can cover the distance. In order to reach, you are using the both feet as bridges, as bridge. Things are as they are. And if you are centered in your being, your focus is on covering the distance. Covering the distance means beyond the duality. Beyond, both are necessary, but the purpose is to reach to the destination where you want to reach. And that is being centered in the being. And that is the meaning of the title, Life of Bliss Beyond Duality. So, duality is necessary for certain purpose, but it is a tool. You use a pot, you use a stove for preparing something. And when the thing is prepared, dish that you are making is finished, do you still need the pot and the stove for something else? You are making a cup of tea, so you use the different things, and when these are used in a certain proportion, then the tea is made. The purpose is to make the tea, not to remain in argument. Whether cold water should be used or the water at the room temperature should be used, whether the brown sugar to be used or white sugar or sugar crystals or some kind of other sweetener is to be used. It all depends on you. The purpose is not the argument. Someone may want to use the white sugar, the other may want to use the brown sugar, someone wants to use the sugar crystals. These are all part of duality. And whatever is available to you. But the purpose of all those people, whether you are using the cold water or hot water, white sugar or the brown sugar, powdered milk or the liquid milk, full cream milk or half cream milk, doesn't matter. The purpose behind all those is making tea. And the tea, when it is made with different ingredients, brown sugar will taste different than with white sugar, with the full cream milk. And if you are making the tea only using the milk, you are putting the milk to boil and then you add tea leaf, the taste will be different. But this is how he likes the tea. You like the tea with less milk, so you add water. It all depends on you. What is the goal behind all that? Whether you are using an electric stove or induction burner or the open flame, doesn't matter. Whatever is available to you as resources, you use that to reach the destination. You may want to reach somewhere with a taxi, next one may want to reach there with by a bus, a train, or someone may simply walk. It depends upon someone who is very close to that concert hall may walk down there because his argument will be that I went walking because of the parking and all that problems, and if there is a parking problem, I will take time to park and then take time to come out of the parking. The other who is coming from far away distance, he will use his car, so he has his own argument, and so on and so forth. Everyone have their arguments according to their own, but the purpose should be going beyond the duality. It is only possible to understand this when you are deeply centered in the being. The destination is the concert hall where the program is taking place. And if you are centered in the being, then whatsoever you will do will be good and there is no danger. But right now you are not centered in your being, you are centered on the periphery. You are continuously choosing what to do and what not to do. Then this question is asked. Enough for now.